From New York, it's the 9 o'clock news hour. Huh? Oh, wrong show, sorry. It's the Coffee Club.
Broadcasting on the CC Radio Network with your hosts,
Mark
and Felix.
And we are here.
Well, where else would we be?
I don't know, but we're here.
And this is our time spot. This is it. We're here.
We're here. We're here to do a show. And this show...
Oh, you're going to love this one, folks.
What did you do this weekend?
This was the weekend that was. Almost anybody can call up and tell us exactly what did you experience this weekend. Did you get a flat tire?
Did you go shopping?
Did you go off-roading?
And go in a sinkhole?
And wind up knee-deep in water and have to be
pulled out,
extricated by police and two young guys?
Or
did you go to Harold's?
No Harold's.
Yeah, I think because you were soaking wet.
That's true. But anyway, anything anybody did that was of interest, maybe when you went shopping you saw something interesting.
Now, certainly it's shopping season here, folks. I mean, if you're not going to shop in the next couple of weeks, what can I tell you?
Well, you could do what I do. Don't shop at all.
Well, you could let your fingers do the walking.
Exactly.
I mean...
The internet is a very convenient, easy way to shop.
Shop online, call up those 800 numbers,
Also, I got another question. Do you think that Christmas has become a secular holiday?
Oh, of course. We all know that.
Does everybody agree with that?
How can, unless you're a store owner, how could you not? I mean, it's supposed to be a solemn occasion, the birth of the Christ child, okay? I was watching one of the specials on Jews and Christians that PBS, I must tell you, this time of the year in Easter, PBS runs fantastic shows if you're into religion like I am. And one gentleman who happens to be a reverend was talking to his mother, and he happened to tell her, Jesus, that Jesus made the religion. And he said, no. He says, Jesus was born and died a Jew. And his mother looked at him and said, what? What are you talking about? But the truth is, Jesus was raised in the Jewish tradition. He was schooled in the Talmud, okay? He never broke away from tradition. What he did was modify maybe some of the laws, okay? But in modifying the laws, he certainly was not committing blasphemy, and he never started a new religion. He died a Jew.
But because of him, of course, the new religion arose.
Well, yes. The New Testament is an offshoot of the Old Testament. That is why in the New Testament, when you go to Sunday services, they may make reference to the Old Testament because that's what the New Testament is based on. But you will never go to a Saturday or Shabbos service and hear the New Testament mentioned because, as far as Jews are concerned, the Old Testament was handed down by God to Moses. Those are the 5 books of Moses. And there was no mention of any new religion. So that's it.
That's it?
Well, that's what I said. I'm waiting for you. This is airspace here,
Oh, yeah, valuable airspace. You wouldn't believe what we pay for this airspace.
About what we get paid for hosting this show.
Absolutely. And
that's right.
And our time is worth whatever.
Oh, by the way, folks, I want to tell you, Felix is actually having a sip of coffee, and so am I. Don't forget, this is the CC Radio Network. We are the founders of the Coffee Party. And what better time to make resolutions and help our fellow man and try to right a wrong by getting involved with your community and helping out.
And if you want to call us, you can call us at 516-665-1860.
But only call us if you are going to take some green stuff out of your wallet and mail it to the CC Radio Network. Right?
Huh? Oh, yeah, right.
You know.
And where was that in Texas, are we?
Del Rio, Texas.
Del Rio, Texas.
Thank
Yes.
God for Imus.
Anyway, so yes, call us, please. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you did, what you didn't do. Tell us about your shopping. Tell us about your girl watching. Whatever you did that was interesting.
Oh, my son.
You know what I really want to hear?
No,
Is
what do you
when the
wanna hear?
wives are shopping, what are the husbands really doing?
I used to just sit there. She'd go in and try stuff on. I remember when we used to take the kids when they were young. We'd go and look for stuff for the kids, and they'd go in and try things on. I would go in with them. Ellen would go in with them. If we were taking the girls or whatever. And I would just sit there like most husbands, and occasionally I'd look for something for myself. But if I couldn't find anything, I mean,
No big deal.
no, not really.
Well, a lot of the times, what I like to do is I'm very courteous to drop my wife off right in front of the store,
Oh, and then you do your thing, huh?
and then I can't find a parking spot for an hour or so.
Well, I've done that too, but then I lose my wife, and I don't know if that's such a good thing.
Well, I always make sure my wife has her phone with her.
You see, it wouldn't be that. In my case, it would be if I have my phone. My wife just said to me today, I don't know why you need a cell phone anyway. You never take it anywhere. And really, she's right. I only take it when I'm out by myself.
Hey, Mark, I heard you did a wash this weekend.
Oh, you heard about that, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I am sans a cell phone. For those of you who don't understand French, that is without a cell phone. I had my cell phone in my jeans. I did a laundry. Needless to say, I forgot to check the pockets. And my cell phone right now is probably the cleanest cell phone in Oceanside. It is sitting in a dish full of rice because they say rice will absorb the water. And I am hoping beyond hope that at least the SIM card can be saved, because I'll tell you right now, to any listeners who might be on my phone list, I have no phone numbers anymore. So, you're going to have to let me know what your phone number is.
Also, if anybody has got any old wives' tales as to how to dry up the phone, you can also give us a call and give us your remedy on drying the phone.
Well, rice tends to absorb the water, so I'm hoping that works. But, on the good side, I'm due for an upgrade from Verizon, so I might just take advantage of it.
You're advertising Verizon. No.
No, I'm just saying what I have.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have one of those carriers, okay? What can I say?
You can
But
say,
no, that was true. The first time, I really have no. I'm laughing is what I'm doing. I'm truly laughing at this, folks. No, don't do that. Dip it in.
Dip it in? No, I'm not dipping it in. You
Why
crazy?
not? Why not?
He's telling me to dip it in, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think that means?
Well, it depends what you're thinking of, folks. I'm talking about the pistachio nuts.
I'm not dipping it in salt.
No, you're such a liar. And what are you going to do?
I'm going to spill the salt into the nuts.
That only works if you take it out of the shell.
Nah.
No? Then leave a little salt in there for me. I'll dip. I
Okay,
prefer to dip.
You like to dip, okay.
It's like Passover, the Seder. We dip 10 times, for the 10 plagues.
Do you know
What do you know? You're a Rev. What do you know?
Yeah, what do I know?
I'm a Reb.
Do you know there's still the 10 plagues? What they are?
Frogs, vermin, locusts. The last one was the killing of the firstborn. Blood. Offhand, no. I would say I got about half of them.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I mean, this is Hanukkah and Christmas time. I don't have to worry about Easter until they put the 10 Commandments on or something, or one of those big money makers from the 50s.
It's funny. One of our guests.
We have guests here?
The speaker was supposed to be on. Pia Savage. She's a blogger. And she was sick. And she said with her sickness, she becomes nasty and very nasally.
Oh, when I get sick, I become horny.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
That's a strange
But
one.
of course, that hasn't happened in a long time. So
Which one, horny or sick?
I think both. But I must say, and if my daughter is listening, close your ears.
Yeah, what is this? This is supposed to be a clean family hour show.
Well, I forgot she might be listening, and I just spoke off the top of my head, which is very easy since I'm bald.
Yeah, those words just slide right off.
They do slide right off, let me tell you, and so does a lot of things slide right off the top of my head.
When it rains, it just bounce off like a car wax that's waxed?
Well, I used to tell my students when I'm driving a convertible, and if you're driving behind me, make sure you wear your sunglasses because the glare off my head is terrible.
Sure. Does your head become all tan and then starts peeling the skin?
It doesn't peel, but it does get tan, yes.
Okay.
Did
you ever get sunburnt on your head?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
That must be painful.
I remember I once told my students that for Christmas somebody bought me Chia Pet, and I rubbed it on my head, and it actually works. I grew fuzzy green hair. What can I tell you? Fuzzy green hair.
Should be cute.
Uh,
For Halloween, maybe.
True. But anyway, folks, remember the
All you
number.
have to do is dye it black.
No, I never had black hair. It was always brown.
So you dyed brown.
Well, the number here, 516-665-1860. Come on and tell us what happened to you this weekend. I know Felix has a story, but we're waiting just in case we get another special caller. Felix and he can commiserate because it happened to both of them. I just wish that some of our listeners and friends, out on the island here and in Brooklyn or in Arkansas would call up and tell us what happened to them this weekend. We do have listeners in those areas.
We also have listeners in the UK and Brazil. We just added some listeners in Brazil.
Except we don't speak Portuguese, so what good is that?
They speak English.
You sure about that now?
I don't know. They say they do.
Well, I'll tell you, Sofia Vergara can call here anytime.
Anybody can call here anytime.
And speaking of...
But anyway, so I started telling you about the blogger.
Okay.
She is planning on coming back on, but she's got some health issues, and she will be discussing, as I found out, her blog specializes on disabilities.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it should be something interesting. She's very opinionated in politics, but
So am I. But I have a feeling we would agree on almost everything.
But her followers, she calls them all Americans, and they don't really agree with her politics. So she keeps it. I shouldn't say it. I don't know what I'm saying. Keep your mouth shut, Felix. Be quiet.
She keeps it a little bit to the left of center. Is that it? But not all the way to the left.
No, I think she's right in the center.
Well, maybe a little bit to the left of center.
I don't know.
If you said her followers call up and they have issues with her, they're probably to the right of center.
No, they have disabilities. Her listeners, she specializes in disabilities. I don't know if it's physical or mental.
I mean, if it's mental, maybe she could help you.
Maybe if it's mental, she could talk to Dr. Don.
Well, no, Dr. Don also deals with
mental.
Handicapped.
Mentally handicapped, though.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
He's a psychiatrist. Psychologist.
I know he's a psychologist.